Hello everyone and welcome to Dons TV on this cold Tuesday night before the Dons take on Crawley Town in League Two. We've got team news for you. We've got the highlights from Saturday's fixture against Morecambe, but first we're going to jump into my chat with Johnny Jackson just after the January transfer window had finished. Or not yet, but we will be very shortly as Spike works furiously behind the camera. AFC Wimbledon manager. Welcome. How was training this morning?
Really good, actually. Really good session. So that's Tuesday and Wednesday that we go quite hard in the week. Monday's obviously a bit of a reintroduction after the game on a Saturday, but we train them hard on a Tuesday and Wednesday and get some good work done, mainly around the opposition, what we're going to try and do to them on a Saturday. So yeah, really good session this morning.
Nice to have a bit of a relax as well after no Tuesday games. It's been quite a heavy schedule recently.
It has, yeah. It's been crazy, really. It's nice to get the clear weeks because you get to work on the training ground, and obviously having some new boys as well, it gives us a chance to start, drip feeding the information to them and what we want before it all starts again, really, because we're back into, I think, 3 Tuesdays out of the next 4 we got games. So
March is a pretty heavy month.
Yeah, it's going to go crazy, end of Feb into March. So, when you've got them clear weeks, you have to get the work in.
Absolutely. And talk about crazy, the transfer window that's just been, how is that for you, sort of, from a manager's point of view, looking over the squad and getting through that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased with how it went. I think we got some good business done. Obviously, we lost Ali. We all know how good a player he was, and there's no point sort of dancing around that. He was a big player for us, but I think the way that we went about it, getting the right deal for the club, obviously was a great deal for the boy, and then being really, really smart in our work about replacing him, getting Josh Kelly in the building really early in regards to how quickly we lost Ali. I don't mean in the window. But we reacted really quickly, just because obviously we didn't think that would happen, but we'd obviously planning for a scenario where it did. So we were sort of ahead of it really. Myself and Craig had spoke a lot about that situation if it did arise, what we would do. So getting that done, and obviously we'd brought JK a lot earlier to bolster our options. We made sort of Ronan Curtis into a signing and signed Joe Lewis on a permanent, and I'm probably missing someone as well.
What Kofi Barmer on loan as well, and John Joe O'Toole late in the
Kofi and JJ late. So, but we'd already started with making Joe permanent, getting JK in early. So we were sort of a bit ahead of it, even though we did lose Ali in the end. We was in a good position to go and deal with it.
I think it just showed a real strength of us, sort of the new era of Wimbledon almost. Getting Joe Lewis on a permanent was such a statement signing. And sort of all those new boys as well. Have they settled in?
Really good.
Not been much time for training, has there?
No, there hasn't, to be honest. But I think what we've got a great group here. We've got a group of lads that make people feel welcome. We've got really good work ethic. So I think as soon as people join the group, they're made to feel welcome. There's nothing like getting out there on the grass and training and getting amongst the boys. Having an away trip is a real good one straight away.
Was there many initiations?
Yeah, well, there was 3 or 4 on Friday night at Bradford.
Any good song choices or any good performances mainly?
Do you know what, Kofi Barmer? He was surprisingly good. I was expecting big things from Ronan Curtis just because he's like a big personality, but yeah, it weren't bad. I'm trying to think of the others. Young JK, he stepped up to the plate as well. It's actually quite a decent little crop that we had on Friday night. It's always a bit of fun as well.
Exactly, and you mentioned there Bradford. What's that like going away as a squad? How important is it sort of getting to the hotel and having those initiations and those team meals and time away as a team?
Do you know, I've always quite enjoyed the away days. Like, even when I hope my wife ain't watching, but even when I was playing, I thought it was I just liked being away around the lads. When you got young kids, it's a better night's kit. You know what I mean? Like, you're sort of away, you got a bit of your own space, and I still quite enjoy that now. I think just being together as a group, I think straight away, it brings everyone closer. Like I say, when you've got new boys coming in, I don't think there's anything better than an away trip, just to get them bang involved with the group straight away, and get to spend a lot of time with my staff now, so we get to plan really well, the upcoming game, but the upcoming week and everything we can look over and just take your time with the discussions. Sometimes when you Saturday, there's not a lot of time in between games, so being on a coach for 3 or 4 hours and being able to have that time to have them discussions, sitting of an evening over your meal or a little glass of wine for the staff, not the lads, but it allows you to sort of the world to slow down a little bit before all the madness starts again on Saturday morning, you know?
Yeah. What is that like for you? Obviously, you mentioned with a family and your wife. How is that sort of being away from them when it's sort of a lot of away games in a row and sort of busy schedules?
To be honest, it's tougher on the family, I think. I think if you speak to partners and wives, and I think they bear the brunt of a lot of it. You know, we're off doing what we love doing. You know, whether that's playing, managing now, coaching, whatever that looks like. You know, we're doing what we love, and often it's the partners, the wives that are sort of picking up the pieces. You know, I've got 2 kids that you're just a taxi service for, and when I'm there I help, but when I'm not, it's all down to your missus, you know, and that's the case for some of the lads. You know, that some of them have got young families, and we're away a lot. We do a lot of travelling, and
The league's quite north as well,
yeah,
so a lot of big journeys.
especially this year. Yeah, and it's quite a northern league, so there's big journeys, and you're away a lot. You're travelling sometimes. If you've got Tuesday night up north, you're away the whole of Monday, you're away the whole of Tuesday, you get back late, so you're there Wednesday, but you're not really there, and then you're back in Thursday. So it's sort of it is really tough for the families at times. I'm very lucky that my wife's really supportive, my family are really good, and I think a lot of the lads have got good support networks around them, but it can be really tough for people at times as well.
And what does a match day look like for you, so that prep? So say, for example, we're away, as we have been at Bradford on Saturday, what does a Friday night look like, and then Monday morning? Saturday morning and sort of ahead of the game?
Well, yeah, Friday, come the end of the week, you've done all your work on the pitch, training pitch. So, yeah, obviously on the coach, we'll look at the last few little bits on the opposition, set pieces and stuff like that, and we'll prepare the meeting that we will have on the Saturday morning. We'll prepare that on the Friday, what we're going to deliver to the lads before we leave the hotel. So we get up there, we'll have dinner together as a group, initiation songs and stuff like that, and you know, the staff would tend to sit around, maybe have a glass of wine together. If there's a game on, watch that. The boys will go. They all have. I think they go up to their rooms, have early nights or whatever their routine is. That's as a player. Yeah, I'll just be in my room relaxing when I play. Now, obviously, you ain't got to run around the next day, so you can be a little bit more undisciplined. But we're all thinking about the next day. That all the conversations are about the next day. Get up Saturday morning, have breakfast, go for a walk with a group. Pre-match meal. Do a lot of eating, it seems like. You know, you go away, you have dinner Friday night, get up, you have breakfast. A couple of hours later, you're having pre-match meal, and we ain't even running around, so we probably don't need all that food. But the boys obviously got to fuel up, and then normally, just obviously depending on how far we got to travel, if we're leaving at 1 o'clock to go to the stadium, we'll have a meeting at 1:45 with the lads, where I'll deliver like sort of the final messages, normally a bit of video on the opposition, might be set pieces, whatever we feel is key, the last few key messages for them to see. Have a meeting, and then straight on the coach and off we go.
Headphones on for players, sort of into
then
match mode.
We try and make that meeting, so that meeting's like you've gone from sort of, you know, preparing now, we're focused. Like the match day starts in that meeting, I would say, is you're switched on now, you're focused, and then, you know, some lads obviously get on a coach, listen to music, chat, whatever they do.
What did you do during were you music, were you silence, were you chatting away?
Me, yeah, I'd either just put the headphones in, listen to me music, or I'd just chat. Yeah, really, it was music really, mainly for me. I just like to get in sort of my focus. Once I got to the ground, it was like put my headphones in, listen to me music, and just sort of try and visualise how I wanted the game to go, you know.
Fantastic. And music is something you have away from football as well?
Yeah. I love my music. Obviously play the guitar, so that's sort of a big, when I get a chance, that helps me relax. That's a bit of my downtime. So I like playing my guitar, I like listening to my music, been into my bands like, you know, forever really. So
what's the best gig you've been to?
Cool, bloody hell. Well, I was at Nebworth first time round. It's
a statement,
95, wasn't it? So I've got to say that. I think I was like 13. My dad took me to Nebworth to see Oasis. So I've been to some crackers down the years, but I think that one will probably always stand up.
Can't really beat that,
can you? Don't see how you're going to beat it.
What else does life look like for you away from the pitch? Sort of, how do you relax in an evening? Obviously, the guitar. Any other bits?
No, I've been a taxi service really for my kids now. Like my daughter's 13, so she always wants to take in somewhere. My boy, he's 10, but he's banging to his football. Like he's training 2 or 3 nights a week, plays on the weekends. So if I'm there, generally I'm taking my lad to football or dropping my daughter somewhere, watching my boy play football, come home. If there's football on the telly, watching the football, watching opposition, it's sort of...
Too much football.
Can
it be too much football?
There's no escape, but I love football. I love football, you know. Like I love watching Premier League games when they're on the telly. I enjoy watching the opposition. If there's a game on that's in our league, you know, that we can relate to, I'll watch that. So everything's football, basically. You know, Mrs. gets a little bit fed up with it. Another game, who's playing tonight? Because it's even football on Thursdays now, isn't there? Which Thursday,
every night of the week.
Yeah, Thursday that used to be the one day, one night, I think, where you could escape a game, but there's football on Thursdays now. So yeah, I'm either watching my lad play, I'm watching other football. If I get a chance, maybe just watch a bit of telly, but that's a bit of a rarity these days, to be honest. So it's all encompassing really, but I love it. You know, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Absolutely, and we look to Barrow this Saturday. What's the rest of your week look like? And obviously, like they're Friday nights, obviously. What's the rest of your week look like? Yeah,
so just preparing for the game. So we probably Tuesday, Wednesday, we do the real bulk of our work on the opposition. We have a day of in possession, we have a day of out of possession. Friday we'll just touch up on those messages, probably look at set pieces and just a few of the last little bits. But Friday's quite a light session. Obviously we get the bulk of the physical work done early part of the week. But next week we've got Aki on the Tuesday. We've got Morecambe.
Valentine's Day, or
is it?
Or day before, I think. Yeah.
We don't even celebrate them now. You know what I mean? We've been together too long. But so I'll always start having a look at the upcoming. So focus will be on Barrow, but obviously as soon as that finishes, you know, 3 days later, 2 days later, you're on the road on Monday. 3 days later, we've got another game. So. But fully focused on Barrow, who are a good side, really good side, doing great things this season. So, had a real tight game with them up there. They're a good team. If you don't get it right against them, you can come unstuck. So, we need to be bang on it. But I'm really happy with the work that we've done early part of the week. And it's all about just trying to implement it now on Saturday.
Absolutely. Been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me.
Cheers.
There we go. That was my sit down with Johnny Jackson just after the January transfer window. I think it's time for some team news. I'm joined by Reece and Rob. Welcome, boys.
Hello.
Let's jump into that team news. There we go. I believe it's just the one change with Josh Davison in for Ronan Curtis. He drops to the bench. Understandable with him coming back from a long injury layoff. But there's that starting 11 there. Alex Bass in goal, Isaac Ogden there, and Jack Curry at fullback. Kofi Barmer and Lee Brown, our new centre-back partnership that seems to be working pretty well together. James Ball and Armani Little with James Tilley, Omar Bugil, Josh Kelly and Josh Davison leading the line in some formation or capacity.
The Josh is up top.
I know, Josh squared up top. I believe it's a diamond, don't we, Rob?
Yeah, I believe we've switched to a diamond. I think it'll be Bugil just behind Kelly and Davison. It's interesting because when we played Crawley away, we started Ali and Josh Davison up front, so maybe JJ's seen something there in their formation, and obviously it worked well that night. You know, we went 2-0 up, could have went 3-0 up. Josh Davison's goal was obviously ruled out that night, so... And also as well, it'll be interesting to see how Josh Kelly and Josh Davison partner up. You know, maybe Kelly might also benefit from having a strike partner rather than, you know, being the prime number 9 on his own.
I agree. I think it looks like we're going to go to sort of utilise their speed. Josh Kelly can bring a ball down, as we saw on Saturday against Morecambe, as a lovely touch inside and really cause trouble. And Josh Davison is unbelievably rapid, and I don't think we utilise that as much as we...
The work rate is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, he works so hard, and I think we're going to look to sort of get back to that high pressing style that we did have, you know, few games ago. Obviously tiredness creeps in with our busy schedule, and then Omar Bugil in behind. I mean, what can't that man do?
I think it's a really good lineup. I think Kelly's needed that just little bit of help next to him, and I think both of them are pacey. And we have such a good midfield just to play a little pass over the top or in behind, and those two are easily capable to get in behind and score. Just literally like they did at Crawley about a month ago. And we've also got options on the bench as well.
So you mentioned there the midfield that can play a ball over. James Ball, Armani Little and James Tilley are all very, very capable of a defence splitting pass. And then you mentioned the bench obviously with Jake Reeves there, Harry Pell and John Joe O'Toole was our...
Such a good bench.
Oh, yeah. And then you look at how many times in the last 3 years with quality of John Kimani Gordon and Ronan Curtis come on? Very, very few. So it's nice to have... it looks like we've got a new defender. I think Stu may have had a slight spelling error there. Alex Pearce with a slight change around of and then Nick Zanev, of course, taking his place on the bench. But Rob, how encouraging is that, having such a strong bench to come on? We can change everywhere on the pitch and still look strong.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's something we've lacked over the last few seasons. But we've got a good blend of experience and youth, and look, I don't think there's anyone better than Ronan Curtis on the bench in this division, to be honest with you. We saw what he can do against Mansfield, coming on and getting the winner. And obviously Jake Reeves' experience in this division. And what else is exciting as well is you think all the players missing out. You got, the centre-back pairing for injury. Byler can't get in the squad at the moment. Sassu's not in the lineup. McLean's not in the lineup. So we really do have strength and depth. And
just imagine when we have a full squad.
Oh, it's going to be a selection headache for JJ, isn't it?
Like, I wouldn't his office, isn't there?
I wouldn't like to be JJ when we have a full strength squad. And of course, I haven't mentioned Paul Cullen-Bay either. He's another one,
Of course. You mentioned Ronan Curtis' goal there against Mansfield, obviously the impact sub. Reece, I know you're a fellow South Stand man like myself. Talk us through the scenes that day.
God, it was unreal. To be fair, a lot of Mansfield fans saying about the penalty just before. It was a brilliant piece of football for us. Obviously, Bass was right over there, did that little skill to get past the defender, and brilliant ball by Little, I believe it was, McLean. I think McLean's done brilliant as well. Is he on the bench today?
No. Unlucky to miss out.
Yeah, definitely unlucky.
He's been a real impact against Coventry and Mansfield. That ball across it was fantastic.
Yeah, I think that links to the subs. It's such a, and especially what Rob said about how in the past seasons we haven't had the strongest bench, and I think that's so good. We have a lot of depth. We have a lot of depth at the moment, even with the injuries that we have. And it's going to be a selection headache when everyone's fit.
Absolutely. Obviously, I think start of the season or even start of January, everyone was like, Ryan Johnson and Joe Lewis are our centre-back partnership. Kofi Barmer and Lee Brown are making a real case for themselves. Done fantastic. I think Lee Brown showed real experience and quality there. And Kofi Barmer's throw is just like Rory Delap reborn.
His throws are such a weapon. It's definitely going to be a selection headache. It'll be interesting to see what he does when Johnson and Lewis are both fit and available, because is that a weapon strong enough to keep your place in the starting lineup? It's such a threat from every throw. Do you give him a nod? I wouldn't want to make the decision, put it that way.
Yeah. One of my pals, Liam, if he's watching, he'll appreciate me saying this, but he thinks we should go to a three-back, which will be an interesting one. And definitely, I think with the options we've got, JJ, we'll have a lot of questions and a lot of challenges now. And I, like you said, would not want to be him. There's some videos there of us out on the pitch warming up.
Against Morecambe for the last 15 minutes, we actually went to a back three. We matched them up with a 3-5-2. So it is an option we could go to, and obviously we know JJ originally started with a back three. So
that 3-5-2 was his favourite system, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at Charlton. We've more moved to a back four, but I think, like I said, with the strength and depth and the options we now have, maybe previously we didn't have that kind of option, but with Curry and Argendir and Byler, as wing backs, that could really work for us. Could be a formation we might look at in the future.
Absolutely, and you've seen Josh Nerfel drop into wing back occasionally as well in transition, so there might be a role he can pick up sort of more full time. There you go. There's our result there from last time out. A little bit of a shaky 2-1 victory in the end, I think. It was a great one. I unfortunately was not there, but I've heard some very, very good things about the atmosphere. And of course the result, with some real late pressure and a Joe Lewis red card as well. And that led to some nervy times at the end.
To be honest, Crawley are a great side. I thought the result could have easily been different, but we handled it so well at the end. Obviously, Joe Lewis getting sent off. But that's the... I don't know what the word is. It shows the fight that we have in the team, especially when you go down to 10 men against a really, really good opposition who put you upon so much pressure, especially when they're 2-1 down. And hopefully we can have the same result today.
Absolutely. You mentioned there the pressure we sort of can go under and face teams, that resilience. Rob, that's something we've asked a lot of the players on the show this year. Yep. Just how big has that resilience been for us this season?
Oh, it's been huge. I think that's what's been the turning point with our form at Plough Lane. We know our form last season wasn't great here. And I think that's the big thing, is having experience in this division. Craig Cope, we know about his recruitment in summer, but Ryan Johnson's been here in this division, Joe Lewis has been in this division. Jake Reeves, captain.
He's got promotion out of it.
Exactly. So everyone we brought in more or less had experience. We had one or two like Ryan McLean who come in, who's still learning the ropes. But that was probably what we were lacking, and that resilience is really showing for us this season, and that's why we're picking up points, and that's why we grounded out a 2-1 win at Crawley with 10 men, in my opinion.
Especially when you look at the other teams in the league, there's so many big names who are dropping down from the divisions above to play in this league. You need a really big balance between youngsters and experienced players just to get you over the line, just to scramble those points, because this league is tight at the moment. It's crazy.
It really is. And if you want to catch tonight's action, it is available in the UK and the rest of the world via the iFollow system. It's £10 match pass, and you can watch all the proceedings down here today, hopefully with 3 points. But cold Tuesday nights, no better place to be than Plough Lane.
Exactly.
However, we're going to talk about Saturday now. We're going to jump into the highlights from our 1-1 draw against Morecambe on Saturday. They're only away winning the season last year, so hopefully it'll be slightly more positive this year.
Hopefully. I'm just at this moment with Spike behind the camera as well. I'm just saying, I really want the Shield music to be playing right this moment as Jake Reeves makes his way through the crowd.
It's like almost like NBA coverage, isn't it? When you get walking through the
walking through the crowd, slapping hands, with all the fans.
There we go. Welcome, Jake. Good, thank you. Yeah.
I'm good. You?
How are you today? How was your walk up? You got it all on camera, all the angles.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
What are you looking to today, sort of for the team and watching on?
Yeah, so we're really good at home, so hopefully more of the same. Traditionally good fast starters, which we're going to need today, because I think Morecambe have had a good little run recently. I think they won 4 out of 5.
They won their last 3. Yeah.
But obviously the atmosphere that we're all making here, and obviously everyone's together, so hopefully more of the same, really.
Absolutely. How's your injury recovery going?
Yeah, good. I trained fully yesterday. Obviously today's a little bit too soon after only sort of 1. So available as of Monday.
Little tries a clever ball over the top. It's worked as well. That's a brilliant first touch into a dangerous position and nodded into the arms of the goalkeeper. Curtis offering some support. Ball up again towards the back post, and again James Tilley can't quite. Long deep throw in. A glancing header from Little. The ball in is not exactly glancing. Powered towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Strike is not a bad one, it was always drifting. Look for it back here as well, actually, Senior. This is dangerous here from Morecambe to Tonda. Oh, just can't keep it. I think both managers would have looked for perhaps a little bit more adventure from their teams at half-time. Wimbledon did have the better of the first half. Bouguil, oh, they've got better the second now. A simple tap-in, his 8th goal of the season. And it seemed to come so quickly. Good work on the left-hand side. Morecambe don't defend it. It's a simple tap-in. He is a dangerous front man at the best of times, but unmarked. There was only ever going to be one result to that. Morecambe really not had a lot of this ball, and they didn't get any of that ball, and now Wimbledon can come down this left-hand side. 2 men in the centre again. It comes to the goal scorer. It's into the arms of the keeper. In comes the corner. No Morecambe player able as of yet to get a hold of it. Still plenty of bodies in the centre. Oh, tapped home. There's a look to the flag from both sides. The flag stays down. Tell he wants it, doesn't get it. Ball in again, flick towards and just wide of goal. All square at Wimbledon, the home side left to rue what could have been. The first half was all theirs, with James Tilley causing problems consistently and Josh Kelly tormenting the Morecambe back line. Omar Bouguil was the man in the second half, though he poked home the opening goal. It's a draw that doesn't really move things for either side after Chris Stokes' equaliser. It finishes Wimbledon 1, Morecambe 1.
So how are you finding this centre-back role alongside your new man of the match partner today? Did Kofi get it, did he?
I think he did.
Yeah, no, fair play. He was really good. Enjoying it as a whole. Look, it's completely different from left back, but look, I feel like if you can organise and sort of get bodies around you and read the play a little bit, you can get away with it a little bit in there. Kofi's a young centre half from Palace.
Welcome back to Dons TV. We're joined by Isaac Ogundere and Rob Boyce, following a 1-1 draw against Morecambe here at home at the Cherry Red Record Stadium. Isaac, how was that?
Yeah, disappointing not to come away with all 3 points, but as I said, the performance game was really good, and I think we just have to keep on pushing now to Tuesday and get the 3 points.
Absolutely, a very, very busy schedule coming up. What does that look like for you and the boys now, sort of getting into that schedule and making sure you're ready and recovered?
Just recovery. I think where you've got this busy schedule, I think you just have to take every day as it comes, get recovering, different techniques the lads have. But yeah, hopefully we'll all be good for Tuesday.
Isaac, I think it's interesting that we've come away disappointed with a 1-1 draw against Morecambe. We were third in the form table. I think that says a lot about our current home form. You know, normally when we go 1-0 up, you even alluded to a stat yourself that we haven't dropped points since September. So, you know, when we have got such good home form, do we just kind of take this one on the chin and move on to the next? Is that the best approach, really?
Yeah, I think we just move on to the next. I think we just look at the performance today. It was good. I know that sometimes we're disappointed. Well, we are disappointed when we concede this late on, but I think the performance was good today. As you said, we haven't conceded a goal since we've gone up to 1-0, and we haven't conceded since September. So I think that's a good start, and we just have to. I think really we just pride ourselves on clean sheets and obviously keeping the goals up. So yeah.
Yeah, a little Chris. It's a game we should win. For the most part, we're in total control, especially after we scored. I think there was a period there where we have to take the game away from them because we was in total dominance and complete control. But we don't get that second, and we leave ourselves open because they're going to have a moment. And that's literally what it was, a moment that we obviously haven't defended well enough. And they've got a goal out of nothing, and it's cost us, So it's frustrating because I think the performance was really good. They're a good team, Morecambe. And to dominate them the way that we did was pleasing, but that's what they do. They stay in games. I've seen it a lot from them this season, where they hang in there because they know they'll get a chance, and they cling to that. And they got their goal and saw it through. I think they're happy with their point in the end, and we're knocking on the door at the end, but we're running out of time. But we should have took the game away from them before that.
Highlights there from our game against Morecambe on Saturday. A 1-1 draw, which, do you know what, going into it, I'd have taken it. However, I felt like we dropped 2 points.
Yeah, I think so. I think the last time we played Morecambe, they were such a better side. They lost Michael Mellon in January. He scored a hat-trick against us last time.
I said in the pre-match, I was on holiday and I was sat in the hotel lobby just watching another goal go in and another one go in. But I was a different side that we played on Saturday. Rob, what did you make of them?
Yeah, you know what? I'm disappointed not to get the 3 points. But I'm saying as you would have taken a point before. They were third in the form table, and we look at our last 5 fixtures on the screen there. We've only won 1 of the last 5, but I don't feel that paints the full picture. I think we could have easily got 3 points against Morecambe. They only had 1 chance, and Accrington had 2 worldy goals. But I think if you look at that game in terms of expected goals, we would have probably been higher because Kofi Balmer's chance.
Expected goals aren't goals though, Rob.
I know, but I just think it doesn't paint the full picture in terms of performances and how we're playing. And look, if we keep putting in them level of performances, you're still fairly confident tonight we can pick up 3 points.
That was what I think it was what Jake Reeves said, wasn't he? That you put in the performances, you might not get the results, but in the long term, the performances will get you results. And like you said, 2 worldy goals against Aki.
I even think against Bradford we should have won. I don't really want to blame the referee a lot, but we should have had a couple penalties that day as well. We created.
To be fair, we've had 8 or something, so I can't really complain about the amount of penalties we've had, and also
missed most of them.
I mean, we haven't taken all of our chances, but we have had a lot of penalties this season.
It's good that we're creating.
Yeah, and also we've now got 2 penalty takers in Jake Reeves and obviously Josh Kelly.
Yep.
And that does put a bit of a dilemma, because Josh Kelly was obviously banging them in Solihull Moors, but Jake Reeves knows how to take a penalty.
He's one of those clutch moments.
It's good to have more penalty kick takers, because obviously tonight, Jake Reeves is on the bench, so we know who's going to step up and take it tonight. If we get a penalty, obviously we hope we do. Shout out to Daniele Vilo, hugs from Brazil, come on you Dons, I fully agree. But it's good to have them options. If you want more penalty kick takers, And
realistically, everyone in the squad, that'd be the dream, wouldn't it?
Oh, of course. I fully agree. And going back to the Morecambe game on the weekend, it's our first points we've actually dropped from a winning position since September, October. So, we can't be too disappointed because our home form last season, it wasn't where we wanted it to be. But this season, it goes to show how far we've come so far. And I think because we're banging on the playoff door, just outside them playoff places, we're obviously quite desperate for the 3 points. Or
the league is so tight as well, and you pick up 3, like you said, you pick up 3 points
games.
In there. You pick up, if we say for example, we turn that Bradford game into a win and the Morecambe game into a win, all of a sudden we're looking at really in there, really in the middle of the playoffs, and it's really exciting.
Looking at the fixtures there, we got Doncaster as well on the weekend. Realistically, we should be getting quite a few points up until March. We got a tough March. You got Notts County in that month, Gillingham. We lost to them, obviously, and we should be picking up points. Hopefully today, Doncaster, then we got a tough run to the end of the season.
We've got a lot of Saturday Tuesdays as well on a squad that is a lot of injuries. It is my worry, but look, we seem to be taking everything that they're throwing at us injury-wise at the moment, and we got through January, I'd say, unscathed, obviously by the loss of Ali, but I think we've come out of January in a stronger position.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd fully agree with that in terms of we lost our centre-back pairing.
I meant it's transfers, obviously. Not
transfer
injuries.
window,
I think we recruited quite well.
Yeah, as injuries, we've been dealt a very bad hand, but purely ingoings and outgoings.
Oh yeah, in transfer window. Yeah, we've come out of it as best we could, to be honest with you. Obviously, no one wanted to lose Ali. That goes without saying. He was a bit of a cheat code in this division. He was the best striker in this division by far. But, look, if you said to me, look, we're going to lose Ali, but recruit Joe Lewis, Josh Kelly, Ronan Curtis, who is a step above this division, like I said, I think we've come out of it as good as we could have come out of it.
If you look at the squad on transfer mark, do you see the names?
Yeah.
Stronger. If you look at the injury status, definitely weaker. But we're coping well.
Yeah. I think when you link it to the past couple of January transfer windows, we've done really well. Hats off to Craig Cope, everyone behind the scenes.
Craig Cope, chefing a masterclass.
He has.
He's just given us a lot of confidence, though. I went to meet the manager with Craig Cope, and it's clearly obvious that he has a plan for every single player. This player gets a long-term injury, or this player gets sold. There is a plan. And he'll be planning already for next summer,
I even think our January business probably was planning for next year, you know what I mean? I think he's got himself prepped. Josh Kelly is a deal
long-term deal.
Well, he alluded to he wanted Josh Kelly before the January transfer window.
He said in October, didn't he? Or something?
Yeah, and obviously he signed him for Solihull Moors, so there's a link there. But obviously when Ali went with the money we got from Ipswich, it was a no-brainer to then go bring him in. So I feel confident whatever happens moving forward with whatever player goes out in the summer window, Craig Cope has a plan.
However, let's not look back at January. Let's look forward to today's fixture. Crawley. Look, I think I've predicted a win every single time on this show, but I'm feeling confident yet again. I'm excited to see Josh Kelly and Josh Davison together with Omar Bugil in behind. I think the flick-ons, the balls through, the pace is going to be a real challenge for Crawley. But like you said, they're not a bad side, and we're a challenging game against them in the reverse fixture. Yeah. But Reece, what are you looking to today, and what are your thoughts?
I think we're going to win, mate. I think it's going to be tight.
We're going to win.
We know we're going to win. It's going to be tight as it was last time. They're a really tough team to break down, but especially when you got the two Joshes up there, and we got such a good midfield, as we already said. If you just play that ball over the top, a little flick on, you have the strength from Bugle in there, the fight and passion. Hopefully we'll get over the line. I'm going to say 3-1 Kelly to score. I don't know the others.
Alex Bass to concede? Never.
Maybe.
Let's keep her in the division.
3-0 then.
Rob, the midfield diamond we alluded to at the start. Yep. How excited are you for that? Seeing James Tilley sort of maybe in more of a centre mid role alongside Armand Little and James Ball.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for him. He's going to have to tuck in and work hard defensively. He played that role against Notts County early in the season in a midfield three on the right hand side. But I think the one I'm excited by is the partnership up front. The two Joshes is more what I'm excited by. If they can get on the end of Bugel's flick-ons, they've both got pace in behind, both going to run the channels, and we're going to have a high press.
And we know Josh Davison likes a volley from a long ball over, as he did against Harrogate. What a strike.
I think what else is big is the options on the bench. Having Ronan Curtis, like I said, is massive for us.
Cheeky,
but
isn't it?
I don't think we can underestimate Crawley. I think at the start of the season, if I'm honest, a lot of them looked at them like they could be down there as relegation favourites because of their recruitment. But credit where credit due with Crawley. They have, they're mid-table and they're quite comfortable at the moment. So
they're also brave enough to sell Dom Telford, who I think a lot of people would have backed to score a lot of goals this season in Crawley colours. They got him. Oh, there you go. Can somebody show me playing three strikers? Davison, Bugil and Kelly. Omar Bugiel I have no clue of what Johnny Jackson's exact thoughts are.
Centre forward, Cam.
But he plays in just in behind, sort of like an attacking midfielder.
Yep.
Because he can do everything pretty much. Shots back into midfield, pushes forward, can score goals as he has done as of more recently. So he plays more creative role than an out-and-out striker, and just puts the hard yards in.
Reece, you were at the Crawley away game. Did Bugiel start that day? Because I know Ali and Josh did. But
I actually don't think he.
I don't think he did.
Was he out injured at the time?
Yeah, or international. Maybe, no, he wouldn't have been international. Maybe injured. But
yeah,
I
think we had Ali and Davison up top.
I think the fault behind the three strikers is just a 4-4-2 diamond.
I think Omar is more of a cam or
in number 10 position.
In old money, a number 10 position, just in behind the two strikers.
Are you calling me old, Tom?
No. Other people, my dad, he'll be watching. He hates Cam, CDM, all the FIFA terms. He hates them.
Interesting.
But number 10 or just in behind the two strikers.
Yep.
However, I'm going to head off to the south stand, make a quick substitution for Stuart Deacons. I'm going 2-0 Dons, Josh Kelly and Josh Davison one apiece. I will leave it there. There's the rest of tonight's fixtures, and Stuart Deacons will take over.
And come on, you Dons.
It's almost seamless. We'll let the guys move out. The good thing about, the good thing about the fixtures is because these are all rearranged games, there wasn't much to look at. But
can we just go back to the fixtures for a second? Sorry,
we've still got them.
Oh, we've still got them. Oh yeah, of course we have.
See, I'm so clever. I've done them twice. So we got Gillingham versus Stockport. Interesting one. Stockport
dropping points on
4-0.
The weekend. Yep. Going to look to bounce back.
Gillingham hit and miss, don't they? To be fair, most teams around from 14th up to 7th are hit and miss. No one's consistent, are they?
Stockport are going to be favourites for that because of where they are in the position, but I don't think that's an easy game. Travelling down to Gillingham on a Tuesday night on their pitch as well.
They're strong at home, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think that's an easy game at all. I do actually think the best game in this division will be Milton Keynes at home to Wrexham. There's two teams who are fighting for the playoffs and fighting for automatic. So that's an interesting game. And obviously got Walsall, Morecambe. Morecambe were on a good run of form until we got a draw of them on the weekend.
Walsall beat Wrexham, didn't they, at home?
Yep.
Of course, we won there 3-1 early in the season. Seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it, on that side of it? Let's just go through the team lineups quickly. We are just waiting now for the teams to come out. I have no idea what time it is, but we will do that. But so let's go through. So, Bassingall, Ogundiri, Barmer, Brown, Curry. It looks in a way that's what we're going to go with Barmer and Brown, isn't it? To be fair, as we've said before, if you do well, you keep the shirt. I think it's interesting. I don't know if you heard Lee Brown's interview. Very laid back after the game. And he was just like, as long as you're disciplined and experienced, he's definitely got the experience. He didn't feel it was too much of a problem playing.
Not only did I watch his interview, but I watched his one about the Cherry Red Records, where One Direction is his favourite band, which I
haven't seen that yet.
Oh, well, there's a little spoiler for you. It's true. He's a One Direction fan, apparently, which I wouldn't associate with Lee Brown.
Nothing wrong in that, is there? Do you know what I mean?
No, of course not.
Did he say what his favourite tune was? Not that I know any of them.
He did, but I can't remember. I can't remember what it was now.
Do you know what? I did see that, and I was going to watch that at a later date, but because these games are coming thick and fast at the moment, it's a bit of a challenge. So, Ball and Little in midfield, Tilly out wide. It looks like Tilly and Davison are going to be playing out wide with Kelly, Omar through the middle.
Do you not think it'll be a 4-4-2 diamond? Do you not think we'll go with a midfield three with Tilly right centre midfield?
Possibly. It's interesting
because when we played Crawley early in the season, we went two up front with Ali and Josh, and I'm wondering if we're trying to copy what we've done away.
Well, they normally go. It looks like they go through a 3-4-1-2. So it looks like they're going to swap the midfield area. So you may find a diamond. You could probably bring Tilly in a little bit to squeeze the space in there. I think it'll be interesting. I always think when you play with three centre halves, I always think if someone plays with one up, you've literally got two spare. It's one of those, isn't it? So we may play two up. Because we like to press. So we may play two high up against them. So don't have it too easy coming out, innit?
I just would have thought if we're going to play Davison left midfield, in place of running Curtis, we would have went Gordon, and that's what makes me think we might be lining up as a diamond with a high press. Like I said, with three at the back, we can match them up nearly man for man and press them high.
Yeah, we've done that before.
Crawley are a side which like to play out from the back and like to play football, and I think maybe that's the thinking behind there. Yeah,
interesting change for Crawley. They bought, is it Lolas?
Yeah, that's correct.
God, pronunciation of the name. He's probably English on that side of it. Just seeing here, Scott Lindsay, who's done a good job to be fair. Scott Lindsay at Crawley, come away from where he left Swindon, wasn't it?
That's correct, yeah.
Left Swindon when they were doing well, come in now, so obviously another window is starting to make his side. Crawley, I think it's going to be a tough game today. They're just, you can see, they're just lining up now on that side of it. Obviously, Jake Reeves makes a return nice to have him on the bench today, isn't it?
Yeah, good options on the bench today, Stu. You know, you've got Jake Reeves, our captain, but I think we've got a weapon in Ronan Curtis. You know, we saw what he can do when he came on and got that 97th-minute winner for us, and we got pace in Gordon, and then we got experience on the bench. You know, real selection headache. I was wondering if JJ would rotate it a bit more. I'm surprised maybe, for example, Hassan Billa doesn't come in at right back, just because we got fixtures Saturday, Tuesday. But you know, he's obviously trusting his, you know, starting 11. They have the shirt. And
well, it's interesting when you look at it, because where does he come in for? I suppose because I get what you're saying, but realistically, you've got to have someone on the bench to cover Palmer. Sorry, Palmer. I'm calling Palmer. Palmer and Lee Brown. So I suppose you've got to have a centre half, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where he is. I actually don't think 7 subs is enough anymore.
It's lucky Nico there. Do you know what I mean? Imagine if we had nine subs. You know what though?
It's 9 subs in a championship, isn't it?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier though. It must be a right selection headache for JJ when everyone's fit. It's going to have everyone knocking on his door, you know, wanting to play.
Yeah.
When you think of all the players who ain't in the squad at the moment, you know, it's exciting to have that strength and depth.
Yeah. Obviously, don't forget, obviously midweek, so anywhere in the UK and anywhere around the world, you can watch I Follow. £10 or if you want to listen to the audio of Rob Cornell and Mikey T, you can do that as well. So we can see them in the tunnel. Now. So we've got a mascot. I have to say, right, our mascots are getting taller than the actual starting lineup. So I think they call it. Is it a 12th man? I think they call it now or something like that. But I noticed on Saturday the person had shorts on and stuff like that.
I didn't notice, it's true.
Did you not? Are you not paying attention, Rob?
No, I think you're more into the mascots because your son was mascot earlier in the season. Not saying I noticed as much as you, maybe.
Looks like Crawley are playing in white tonight, it looks like. On that, yeah, all white tonight, white.
I'm surprised they're not playing in their red. I mean, it's not a clash of blue, isn't it? You know, on that side of things.
The thing is now, it's not called a change kit anymore, it's just called an away kit, isn't it?
Yep.
I think that's the thing with it. But yeah, they did come out in some very fetching pink training tops earlier. But yeah, I don't mind the white, to be fair. In the old days when the pitches are really, really rough, you wouldn't wear white because you just get all the stains and stuff like that in there. Our pitch, to be fair, is proper. Well,
maybe that's not something they took into consideration. They looked at our pitch and thought, yeah, we get away with wearing white tonight.
Haven't got to wash them much.
Yeah, it's not Bradford away tonight, so you know they can get away with that on that side of things.
There we go. My little captain, as always. Be interesting, obviously. He's done really well in terms of leading the team, hasn't he, in Jake Reeves' absence?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting as well. He's got the armband over Lee Brown because Lee Brown's been captain before. I just wonder if JJ prefers having a centre midfield, you know, because he can speak to his forwards and defence. You know, you used to see in the old days sometimes goalkeepers would be captain, but that's not really a thing anymore.
No, you're right.
Peter Schmeichel, I wonder if that's a tactical thing. But you know, he's been superb as a captain, in my opinion, since stepping in for Jake Reeves.
Yeah. And here they come out just behind us now. So, like I say, if you want to join and watch the game, you can do it anywhere, UK and around the world. £10 on I Follow. Come and see that. If not, join us post-match and we will be reviewing, hopefully, which is a win against Crawley Town here at Cherry Red Records. Yeah, I don't know why I don't like red.